see.
There's nothing a man should fear more than a woman who's comfortable being alone. I am good being alone. I am fine. So you have to be better than me. You have to make it so that I want to be with you instead of being with me. How are you going to do that?
That's all I see is just somebody who's posturing. Doesn't seem like it's actually genuine.
I know. I felt.
But she does this to protect herself. This whole thing is it's a protective mechanism to not get hurt.
For sure.
So you just say, I'm great alone. Okay? Because she's been really hurt by somebody.
But I think what's really the new speak of single women is a lot of this. Like, I'm fine by myself. I don't need a man to do anything.
Why did her accent change?
Because that's how these chicks talk. Do your sister's voice. That's totally how they talk.
Like
They're like, I can buy my own.
She did have Volgo Fry.
Yeah.
I'll say that. She's like, I'm fine being by myself.
Yeah.
And so you're competing with me. Like she has Fry, but she was a lot. I'll fly by myself. She wasn't like that. A lot better alone.
Yeah.
This shit is big time.
Who is Randy?
Don't bring anyone love into this.
Yo, mom in the fucking stand.
I don't even know what to say. They literally tore up every single woman in these clips. Absolutely, utterly destroyed. What's brilliant is that it was a woman doing it.
A man that's unable to provide for his woman should not be having sex. Brothers, you can't afford sex. If you're screaming 50-50, you have no right having sex. Because if you can't provide for your woman, you can't provide for your child. Now, some people say, why do you keep talking about this subject? Because y'all can't get it. Your woman's still struggling. You're stressed out because your woman's stressed out. Your woman's stressed out because you got her in an environment where it's 50-50 and she's tired.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
You have no right to be out here having sex with anybody. You don't have no right to even have the thought of sex in your mind if you can't provide for yourself. And that's the difference between a traditional man. Traditional men know they take care of their business before anything. 50-50 men go for pleasure. Step your game up. This is mental health. This is the most important health. Men have forgotten how to be men. And when men start to love themselves, everything else on this planet will start to grow. The women will elevate. When the women elevates, the children elevate. But the man must be protectors and providers. We got to stand on something. If we want to stand on something, it got to be the truth. So you're going to be mad at me? First, be mad at yourself. All praises due to the Most High. Peace.
This guy thinks pandering to 304s is going to get him somewhere in life. Basic simp energy. He gets it 10% right though. Men should be focused on taking care of themselves instead of chasing sex. However, that doesn't mean you turn around and throw that hard work into a woman who has no skills and brings nothing to the table. This dude gives off really strange vibes, no doubt. He preaches traditionalism in a world of thoughts. Not to mention, materialism doesn't make you a high-value man. Your skills and mentality do.
Every single day, men leave their homes with no bag, no water bottle, no lip balm, no extra layer in case they get cold, or hand sanitizer or lotion. Just keys and a wallet shoved in their pocket. I don't know, but it kind of sounds chaotic and reckless to me.
We're simple people. We don't need much. I rarely even leave the house with my wallet or phone these days. Just keys and whatever I need for that trip. Women live in a world of materialism and more mentality. Us men, we keep it real simple.
How long have you guys been together?
10 years, more than 10 years.
How did you bag her?
How did I bag her? I got her a bag.
What kind of bag?
Chanel.
This is my natural game.
What did you do?
I can't talk about that on the radio.
Do you allow your partner to have guy friends?
Not as of a couple days ago.
Shut your ass up. You. No, yes, he does.
And do you allow your man to have girlfriends?
Yeah, as long as they're fat and ugly.
Are you guys married?
Yeah, we are.
Okay. How much did you drop on the engagement ring?
Fat! 3 times his salary.
A lot.
What would you say if your man asked for a threesome?
She'd be down.
Simp buys women with money. She sleeps around with other men. He's just happy to be along for the ride. Sad reality. Just imagine what he could have done with his life if he didn't have a leech sucking on his neck 24/7.
I'm sure you get this a lot, but is there any way I could get your number?
I'm sorry, it's gonna be enough for me.
Why?
I just started dating this girl. It's getting pretty serious. I don't mean any offense by it. It's just that it's getting serious. I don't want to mess with that at all. So
she doesn't have to know. necessarily, you know.
Unfortunately, now you said that, she
Get
kind
your
of does.
number and you can, you know, change my contact name and, you know, it could be totally fine,
It's a
you know.
funny
We don't
thought.
have... you know the drill, you know the drill.
Yeah, no, it's cool. I get that. I'm just like, it's not really my thing. She's been great to me. I'm going to be great back to her. It's just where I'm at right now. So, again, I appreciate it. Don't mean any offense by it, but I'm going to
I'm
kind of go.
kind of taking offense by it. I mean, normally when I ask guys for their numbers, they give it to me, so I'm just like a little confused by that. You know?
Again, it's like nothing. It's nothing that you're doing. You're doing fine. It's just that I have a girlfriend, and again, like I completely get that, but like
you're being kind of an asshole, actually. So
I'm not being an ass. I'm sorry. I'm just telling you how it is.
do you think I'm not pretty or something?
What?
Do you think I'm not pretty or like?
No,
Because that's usually not a problem.
Listen, you kind of twisted my arm here. I'm not. Again, I'm not getting into this conversation. I'm just telling you that, like, no, and that's it. So I'm sorry you're making me kind of uncomfortable. I'm kind of gonna get out of here.
Whatever. That's fine. Actually, never mind. Please don't give me your number. Actually.
All right. Well.
Please.
This is a prime example of a woman that doesn't understand that this is most men. I said it, most men are good men. But there are so many women out there that believe the opposite. This is clearly one of them because she just cannot understand his answers. And I think it is clearly reflective of her own values. So much so that even if that man didn't have a girlfriend, he would have lost all potential attraction.
So many red flags so fast. Poor guy should have been more blunt and just rode off before she started dropping false accusations.
I totally understand that if a man has spent his entire life working and grinding and struggling, and then he reaches 35 or 40 and he's finally peaking, I get it, have your fun. But what I'm saying is by 50, if you're still like Leonardo DiCaprio syndrome, I don't see that as attractive in a man, personally.
Why didn't you get married at 18?
I think I wanted to feel like I was a full, well-rounded individual before I made a commitment to
But
someone.
that was your peak in all argumentative stance here.
I don't think so. I think I'm kind of at my peak right now.
At 28?
Mhm.
You're on your decline, with respectfully speaking.
Well, I think aesthetically I look better now than I did when I was 18. I was a little chubbier when I was 18.
Okay. Well, women's peak year is between 18 to 23.
Mhm.
So, I mean,
would agree with that.
like, that's just what it is biologically. You know, I know you say, I feel like I look more attractive, but what you feel and what's real are two different things. You're going to have the most sexual market pull as a female in between 18 to 23. But I find it funny that you weren't married or really pushing for a guy at that time. You focused on your career, making money, which is why you're at where you're at now. But I find it interesting how when you were at your peak, it was okay for you to focus on yourself. But when a man's at his peak, he should settle down and should find a woman at 50.
This is just another example of how feminism has destroyed the mentality of women. They think they can ride the CC through their 20s while chasing a career, and by 30, they think they're entitled to a Prince Charming, a wedding, and a perfect life. The narcissism is real.
A man needs to show a woman that he understands how big of a deal it is for her to give her body to him. Lately in our society, all it seems like is that it's just an expectation of her. Men are acting like just because they want it, they're entitled to it. They are not understanding what an intrusive experience it can be for a woman. No one is entitled to that.
How much money should your man make a year, Heather?
8 figures.
8 figures.
Ideally.
Okay, so that's $10 million.
Yeah.
Minimum.
Ideally.
Okay,
sure.
ideally. Gotcha. So,
I mean, ideally or realistically? You asked
well,
ideally.
let's go realistically, since ideally is... So you want to date an NBA...
You know what? Add a couple million on that.
Yeah, you want to date an NBA player, but like the best NBA player, because most NBA players make like $3 million. You want to date the quarterback for the Miami Dolphins.
No, I don't date athletes.
Or you want to date the CEO of Amazon. All right, so athletes are out?
Athletes are out.
Okay, so athletes are out. So
Sorry,
all your
guys.
10 million just got cut in half.
Always, or is this a new? I've dated athletes and it's just not my thing. So I've tried it. It's just personal preference.
Okay.
Nothing against you guys.
So
but
ideally,
not for me.
respect 10 million. Fucking shit. By the way, what percentage of men do you think make $10 million a year? 0.0000.
What do you date me?
Baby, we couldn't even get a drink together.
Why?
You can't buy me nothing.
What do you mean?
Look at your outfit. What are you wearing?
I think I look pretty fly.
For who, your mom?
Maybe.
Not for me.
Gotta get out of here, bro. What are you smoking?
Oh my god, the audacity.
As a woman, you should not be crying over a broke man. He already failed at providing, and now he has the audacity to break your heart. There's too many broke in this equation. Praise God that the trash took itself out. Next caller. Praise God that the trash took itself out. Next caller.
So does that mean that we should walk around and not aim to have the best man? Like we should just be like
you guys don't deserve
settling and
Yeah.
saying that we are gonna settle for the
Because to be
less than
very
guy?
candid with you, most women don't deserve a high value man. Most women barely qualify for an average guy. And a lot of women think that they deserve an above average man, and the reality is a lot of y'all don't. A guy that's 5'7", making 37, 40K per year, he's probably going to be a fantastic and good husband, but a lot of women would never give him a chance. He's invisible to a lot of women. I think more girls need to get their dating standards on par with where they actually stand. Only in 2023 in the United States do we have women that are very average saying, I deserve a top tier guy in the top 1%. Well, are you prepared to deal with the problems that come with that? Are you prepared to have him other girls? Are you prepared to only see him once a week? If that, if you're lucky, are you prepared for him to not be around and give you as much attention as you want? Girls want high value guys, but they don't want to deal with high value problems, because the problem is that a lot of y'all think that you're special and you deserve this guy, but you're not willing to deal with the consequences of being with that guy. You have to bust his ass to get to that point. Y'all didn't. So you're going to have to concede.
Does anyone check for a penis? These are from the internet.
For sure bigger than yours.
The independence modern women claim is nothing but a narrative. They might make their own money, have their own house, and all that good stuff, but guess what? They're hardly capable of independent thought. Just take a look at any club environment to know what I mean. If one of the chicks wants to go to the bathroom, suddenly some, if not all the girls will want to go as well. When it comes to answering a question, the concept remains the same.
It's just, they just asked you, like, whether or not you think you're a 10. Like, in my opinion, if a fat is fat, you call her fat, you know? Or if someone's ugly, you call them ugly.
We got the question here from Stifler. Ask the ladies to rate their looks on a scale of 1 to 10. So, go ahead, Avery.
6.5.
1. What? Come on. 1?
I mean, isn't this a humbleness test? Like you say something over 6 and they humble you anyway?
Yeah, but
Is that too low? 5.
What? I mean, it now just seems like you're wanting to give me the answer that you think we want to hear, but what do you genuinely, what's your own self-assessment of your physical appearance?
I don't know if I self-assess in that quantitative of a way, do you?
Yeah, I do.
You look at us all and you already have a number in your head.
Well, I want to give you guys more of a look over, but
I think
I
it's a
could
simple
assign.
question.
I suppose I could assign like a number. Yes, 1 to 10. I don't intend to do it unless you guys ask me to. But
I feel like just rate yourself like today. Like,
we'll go around the
what do you
table.
feel like right now?
5.
Sure. What about you?
7. I'm not humbling myself, but you know,
Sure.
not everybody's perfect. Like,
okay.
No matter what they say.
I feel like it just depends on the day, but today it's like a 6.
Like a 6.
It's on a sliding scale per day.
5.
I feel like it depends on the time of day and what day, but
Today, this day, May 7th.
probably a 7.
What about like around twilight? Is it
Okay,
higher
I mean
or lower?
like when I'm just waking up in the morning, because we can go from 2 to 7.
No, like the
2
evening
to
twilight.
7. In twilight.
Like the twilight
7.
time?
7.
So better lighting that works for you.
Better
Like
lighting.
golden,
7.
golden
The
hour.
golden hour.
Yeah. Okay. What about you?
Yeah, kind of like the scale thing too, but I guess I'll say like a 7.
All right. Okay. Thank you, Stifler, for that. That was.
That's
did
I
you
think that's the
object?
first time I've ever heard on any panel girls didn't go say, I'm
No
a 10.
No
I'm a
10.
10. I'm
You
a
guys
10.
are starting a movement.
Didn't
that dude say he was a 10 on your show the other day?
The dude.
The dude?
Which
Oh,
dude?
oh wait, no, he's talking about Gary the Numbers guy.
Okay. So, did you object? Do you object to the rating scale?
No, I don't object to it. If someone
okay.
sees themselves in a way where they can quantify it, go for it.
Sure. Because sometimes we get pushback on this question of like, oh, it's kind of weird, rude to try to dehumanizing to try to view someone, to rank someone by their or rate someone by their physical
Qualitatively.
appearance.
It's not even the rudeness. I question the objectivity of it because I've noticed when Fresh and Fit does this and you do this, the intention is kind of to rate the woman's delusion or humbleness, which kind of proves that the rating system is subjective because the argument is it's objective. But if the girl says 10, then the guys will call her a 2. And if the girl says 2, they say, funny how the girl says 2 is the hottest girl. So they base it off personality, proving that. You know what I mean? You factor in personality with looks.
Well, it is personality because if you're over here and you're like, oh yeah, I'm hot shit, this and that, they're gonna be like, whoa, she's over here thinking she's all that, so let's go ahead and humble her really quick. But if you're kind of nice about it and you're kind of like, oh yeah, I feel like maybe I'm an 8, I'm a 9 today, like, I'm feeling okay, then they're gonna be like, okay, that's cool.
Sure, which proves that looks aren't objective.
Actually, then if we're talking about that, then I change my answer. I'm a 10. Then we're talking about that, then I'm changing my answer then. Because if I don't care what anybody says. Like, everybody can say any hurtful thing. I play COD. Like, y'all have heard so much hurtful things. Call of Duty, Modern Warfare, the first one,
Those are some
2019.
hardcore lobbies for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
S&D too. I promise you.
Okay.
No, but you're correct. It is subjective, and that's why we asked you. You're the subject in this time. You're rating yourself, right?
Sure. I don't know if that's the optics of it.
Every time we do Access Vegas, we have some, in my opinion, some very stunningly gorgeous girls on there. Every guy in the chat says, "Oh, I can't. Why don't you get some normal girls on there? Why don't you get like?" That's the number one thing we had to deal with from day one, was people saying that the girls on our show were fake. They had big lips, they had big tits. They would get some real girls on there, kind of thing.
One says she's a 7, and then all of them say the same damn number. Girls who post spicy content might brag about their independence, but they barely have any opinions of their own. Well, at the end of the day, they think that all chicks who are hot make top dollar as models, right until they realize that's nothing but a minority. But when it comes to approval, majorities are all they care about, and suddenly their independence vanishes. Let's take a look at the comments. If the first woman said 10, they'd have all said 9 to 10, but she didn't. She said 6.5, so they all follow with 5 to 7. It's all based on being accepted and approved by their peers, social pressures of the moment. This was a great demonstration of anchoring bias. One starts in the middle, and all the women rate themselves in the middle to fit in with the crowd. This exercise would work so much better if each participant could provide the response anonymously instead of being influenced by the previous responses. The first girl always dictates how every subsequent girl chooses to answer. This girl heard the word quantify once in college, and now that's her identity. The girl with a tie is 10 out of 10. I don't get how simple questions are going over their heads, and she could simplify it so quickly. I understand her frustration, to be honest. A huge demonstration of women following what's been said. If the first one said 10, they'll all say 10. Her comments at 250 shows she doesn't get it. The women who say they are 10 are never 10s, they're usually 6s. However, once in a while, a woman that's an 8 or a 9 will say she's a 5 or 6. It's not that her personality makes her hotter, just the trend is the hotter women tend to rate themselves lower. She's clearly the most physically attractive woman on the panel, yet rated herself the lowest. The only difference is that she is doing so as a gotcha rather than because of a genuine answer. I appreciate that she's trying to be more cerebral and succinctly expresses her views, but she should try to understand the argument from the other side first. A lot of her responses feel canned, as if she spent a whole lot of time watching these videos and preparing responses rather than giving organic ones. Guys, thanks for checking out this video. Stay tuned for more daily content. Like, subscribe, and comment. See you in the next video, guys. Till next time.